News on Fox 22, the largest freshman class of Husson moved in today. Plus, high school students applying for college are being targeted. And some teens walked from Augusta to Bangor to help those battling depression and addiction. Those stories and more as the 10 p.m. news on Fox 22 starts right now.
Now, your primetime local news leader. Fox 22, News at 10.
Good evening, everyone, and thank you for joining me. I'm Shonna Narine. A group of teens from Maine went on a pilgrimage walk from Augusta to Bangor. The purpose of the 70-mile trek? They want to help those suffering from depression and addiction. Kelly Mitchell was at St. John's Catholic Church in Bangor, where their journey ended this morning, and has more.
There are people out there who care. There are people out there who are willing to help you.
8 teenagers did something a little different with their Labor Day weekend, walking 70 miles across 4 days. The teens are part of a Catholic discernment group in Sabattis and decided they wanted to do something to address the problems of teen addiction, depression, and suicide right here in Maine. A priest suggested they go on a pilgrimage, and the group of young men mapped out a journey from Augusta to Bangor.
A pilgrimage is an extremely powerful prayer because of all the suffering we do. We were going 20 miles a day.
The teens started their pilgrimage on Thursday and ended with Mass at St. John's Catholic Church Sunday morning. They come from parishes across central Maine. They say they wanted to raise awareness and offer hope for those struggling with depression or addiction. For some of them, what they were walking for was very personal.
Being able to offer this up for my cousin who committed suicide at the age of 13, and I never got to know him because of that, and that really meant a lot to me and really what helped me do this.
Ranging in age from 15 to 18, the teens stopped in Benton, Troy, and Hamden along the way, carrying a flag with a pilgrim shell surrounded by a turquoise ring, which they say signifies addiction awareness. People volunteered their lawns for the boys to camp out on overnight. They say it was prayer, the point of their mission, and each other that kept them going.
One of the hardest moments of our pilgrimage was this morning. Even though it was the shortest leg of the journey, we were the most tired. My feet were on fire. I was about ready to keel over. I started praying.
Just all my friends around me that weren't giving up as well. We're pretty much like brothers now. Like it was a very bonding experience.
70 miles later, the teens say they would do it all over again. Reporting in Bangor, I'm Kelly Mitchell for ABC 7 and Fox 22.
And that group says they plan to make the same pilgrimage next year. Well, last year, 418 Mainers died of drug overdoses. Friday, an event was put on by the Health Equity Alliance at Pickering Square to raise awareness about overdose deaths. The Health Equity Alliance has been running a campaign called Keep Calm and Carry Naloxone to raise money to combat this tragedy. They have a goal of raising over $30,000 to help distribute naloxone kits for free.
This is incredibly important because everyone is affected, and this is, an issue that doesn't affect just a certain class or just a certain demographic. It really is everybody, and we want everyone to be prepared in case they need to respond to an overdose. What can I say?
The Health Equity Alliance hosts training sessions on how to use Narcan kits. Well, Bangor is setting up a housing work group to address issues in the city's housing market. The group will meet throughout the fall, and all meetings will be open to the public. City leaders say they're trying to work on affordability and transitional housing for those substance abuse disorder and mental health issues. City leaders say in the research they've done so far with the Maine State Housing, they found that Bangor is generally regarded as unaffordable as Portland.
Whether it's zoning standards, whether it's housing trust funds, whether it's incentives for redevelopment of existing properties, what are some policy recommendations that we can bring to the council that are rooted in data?
The first public meeting with the Housing Work Group will be September 12th at the Bangor City Hall. Comments and questions can also be sent to housing@bangormaine.gov. Well, up in the air and making a difference, Kevin Fitzpatrick is on top of Patriot Subaru in Saco again this year, and he says he won't come down until he meets his goal of $40,000. He climbed up at noon Saturday and will stay up there until he raises that money for Strive, a group that helps teens and young adults with developmental disabilities. This is Kevin's 6th year of doing the fundraiser. He's got plenty of sponsors who are providing him with things like a tent, but he plans on being up there, rain or shine.
I'm up here until we hit goal. And the funny thing is, Strive has impacted so many families throughout our communities that the support comes out of the woodwork to help Strive, which inevitably gets me off the roof. But the bottom line is Strive can't continue to provide the programs that they do to help teens, tweens, and developmental with developmental disabilities without fundraisers like this. They need it to meet their budget.
You can check Kevin on the Roof out yourself day and night in Saco. Well, a charity fundraiser takes one man down the Mississippi using only a canoe. Eric Elsey is halfway through a solo canoe trip from Minnesota to Louisiana. He's trying to raise awareness for disaster relief charity Support Box USA. Their organization provides survival equipment to countries in case of natural disasters. Elsey making a quick stop in St. Louis to catch up with his parents before continuing his 90-day journey.
To say it takes a drop of rainwater 90 days to make it from Lake Itasca all the way to the Gulf of Mexico. So in some respects, I'll be finishing with the same water I started with.
Elsey is hoping to raise $100 for each mile of the river. And in other news tonight, the largest freshman class in Husson University's history moved in earlier today. The Bangor School is welcoming 829 new undergraduate students this year. Husson also held their first ever convocation ceremony for the freshman class, which staff say is a chance for new students to be introduced to staff members and each other. Freshmen also had a chance during today's convocation to pledge themselves to the learning environment at Husson.
We think it gets the class together. It gives them an opportunity to work together, to begin together, and celebrate the beginning of a new year together.
This year's freshman class come from 25 different states and 15 countries. Tomorrow is move-in day for Husson's returning students. And there is also move-in day for University of Maine students, also known as Maine Hello, on Friday. There's over 700 volunteers greeting first-year students from all over the country. Moving away from home and your parents can be a difficult transition, but UMaine wants to ensure that students are being welcomed with open arms and will have a positive experience.
It's a wonderful day because it's just full of hope and expectation, and we really intend to have every student who has high hopes, high aspirations, high dreams, to have them meet them here.
He says about 2,300 first-year students moved in this weekend. Well, millions of high school students who are now applying to college are being targeted. As they go through the college application process, their personal data is being mined and then sold. Fox News correspondent Laura Ingle takes a look.
It's creating a dossier on every child for third parties to use for profit. And as a mom, I actually find that appalling.
Religion, income, politics, and more. The personal information of high school students is a gold mine, and it's being sold without their consent.
It's usually pitched as fill this out and we'll give your name to colleges that are going to be interested in you.
But when students fill out college application surveys, their answers are unknowingly shared with data mining companies and then sold or shared again. That's what happened to Alice Linehan's daughter 2 years ago. The teen used her mother's email and home address, bringing an onslaught of unsolicited mailers and spam still coming in today.
It is a violation. It's someone has access to your child that you don't know.
Some parents say their kids never realized the survey was optional and falsely believe it would impact their college application. Fordham University law professor Joel Reidenberg has researched student data mining practices.
How can a parent find out? The bottom line was it's almost impossible. The marketplace is very opaque.
Currently, there is no federal law regulating consumer data brokers. The College Board, which administers the standardized tests and the surveys, says the data is never shared without student consent, adding, "When we hear concerns from students or counselors, we investigate diligently. We have terminated accounts previously when we have identified users that violated our authorized use policies." The Department of Education wants the public to know the surveys are optional and hopes that parents will encourage their kids to be cautious about the personal information they are giving out while filling out forms, no matter how innocent the questions may seem. In New York, Laura Ingle, Fox News.
Well, a dorm ventilator malfunctions at the worst time possible, the peak of August heat and humidity. The result, mold and lots of it inside a dorm at Southern Maine Community College. Brad Rogers looks at the cleanup and when students might be moving back in.
And as soon as we realized that there was a problem, we moved the students who were in there out.
It was really gross.
Destiny Starkey couldn't believe how bad the mold was inside the Spring Point Residence Hall. the SMCC dorm where she was supposed to be living. Instead, she's one of 320 students now living in 6 South Portland hotels until the mold is cleaned up and it's safe to move into the dorm.
I'm glad that they're having us stay at the hotel, so that way we don't get sick.
How's life at the hotel?
It's great. We got a pool, nice bathroom, really nice people that work there. I love it there. Wish I could stay all year.
A lot of students have told me they are having fun because, frankly, the hotels have some amenities that we don't have. They have pools, they have maid service.
SMCC's Director of Communication says workers are removing mold from all 4 floors of this residence hall.
The cleanup of the mold is complete on the first floor, and the air quality tests have come back clean on that.
He says crews are now cleaning up mold on the upper 3 floors.
I think they're doing a good job. I just hope they hurry up so that the kids can live a normal campus life.
Destiny Starkey says living 7 miles from campus does have its downside. She carpools with a roommate and waits on campus for 5 hours between classes, time she could be spending in the dorm.
It's been a little bit of an inconvenience, but now that classes have started, there's a sense of normalcy back on campus.
SMCC doesn't have an estimate yet as to how much it will cost them to put up students at these hotels. But work is on schedule and they hope to have students back in the dorm in 2 to 3 weeks.
And that was Brad Rogers reporting. Meanwhile, the Maine's veteran home in Bangor was rumbling Friday afternoon. More than 100 motorcycles, trikes, and ATVs stopped by the home to give rides to the veterans there. It was all part of the 4th annual Maine's Veteran Bike Show and Barbecue, which is put on by the Maine chapter of Patriot Riders of America. Residents also got a special tour of the cars during the day. Everybody who was there seemed to have a great time.
Some of them have never done this in their life, never been on a bike or a sidecar. So some of them I've seen, they're up 90, 100 years old. They're having a blast.
It was great. I loved it. I want to go again.
All proceeds from the event are going to the Resident Activities Fund at Maine's Veteran Home. For nearly 20 years, Mainers have gathered in Newport to celebrate their Native American heritage. The North County Intertribal Powwow is a celebration of the culture, and this year may be the last one. Reporter Alex Bobbin has that story.
Song and dance filled the air as people from all over the central Maine region came to celebrate the Native American culture. It's a tradition that's been going on for nearly 2 decades. And this may be its final year.
The world is changing, and it's harder to keep the tradition going. We've got this down as our last year. It may or may not be.
Littlefield created the North Country Intertribal Powwow with his wife. She passed away in 2012, but the tradition carried on. Now, due to a lack of volunteers, it's unknown whether or not it'll be back next summer.
The hope is everybody had a really good 20 years here. We had some years here where we were flooded out. We actually had to only cancel the powwow 1 time in 20 years.
The 3-day tradition attracts up to 5,000 people and includes drumming, dancing, and native crafts. It represents a vast number of Native American tribes with the goal of being family-oriented.
We believe that all tribes, all peoples, are all one.
There's no guarantee that the powwow will be back in 2019, but its organizers remain hopeful.
We've been doing that, so we want to do it. We want to be here for the people, so that way they can learn the songs, the dance.
In Newport for ABC 7 and Fox 22, I'm Alex Bobbin.
Well, hopefully they can continue that tradition for years to come. Thank you, Alex. In other news, it was a Wild Blueberry Day Saturday at the Blue Hill Fair. The day kicked off with a 5K road race and a wild blueberry breakfast hosted by the 4-H Club. The weekend-long fair features everything from livestock to carnival rides, food vendors, and live entertainment. People from all over the area have come out to enjoy the fun.
It's great people running it and great community around the whole area, Bangor, Ellsworth, Blue Hill, and all the islands around. And it's just fun and enjoying.
The fair has been going on for over a century, helping close out the Maine summer season. Admissions is $10 with children 12 and under getting in for free. It will continue through Labor Day. Man, it's hard to believe tomorrow is Labor Day, but hopefully we have some nice weather to enjoy it. Let's turn things over to Ryan Sandberg, who's in now with your first look at your forecast.
We saw some clouds out there today across the region. Temperatures did get slightly above average. Let's take a look at those highs across the area today. Our average settles here in the mid-70s. We got up to 79 in Bangor, 79s as well in Waterville and Augusta. A little cooler there along the coast in Rockland at 74. We'll see those temperatures drop into the 60s later on tonight. Looking at that radar right now, those clouds slowly starting to decrease. We've seen mostly cloudy skies through much of the day, but those clouds starting to thin out just a bit here as we get a little pocket of clearing over the state of Maine overnight tonight. So as we head through the rest of the night into tomorrow morning, expect partly cloudy skies and those temperatures falling into the low to mid 60s. I'll have more on that full forecast in just a few minutes. Shonna.
Thank you, Ryan. We'll see you in just a few. Still to come on the Fox 22 News at 10, a man has died after colliding with a car while riding his motorcycle, and 2 men are rescued after their boat catches fire. Those stories and more local news when we return.
Just ended by a 5-4 margin, the Supreme Court ruled today on a controversial case about health care and pre-existing conditions. Newly confirmed Justice Brett Kavanaugh cast the deciding vote. The court sided with the Trump administration to overturn the Affordable Care Act. That ruling strikes down protections for people with pre-existing conditions, allowing insurance companies to deny coverage to over 500,000 Mainers. Maine Senator Susan Collins cast the crucial vote confirming Kavanaugh to the court. Paid for by Protect Our Care.
You don't realize what a difference they make until you realize what a difference they make. The all-new Ram 1500. Why more people are switching to Ram than ever before.
Well-qualified lessees of competitive vehicles get a low-mileage lease on the 2018 Ram 1500 for $129 a month.
U.S. Cellular Prepaid gives you a strong signal at work, home, in the middle of anywhere. If you're going to go with another carrier, be careful. Hitting walls in your wireless coverage hurts. She'll be fine.
I hate it.
You're going to miss your flight. Oh. So get U.S. Cellular Prepaid. Get a free smartphone with U.S. Cellular Prepaid, plus a strong signal with national coverage in the middle of anywhere.
The people at Hammond Lumber Company realize that building a great business starts with building great relationships with their customers and helping their customers build great relationships with each other, like connecting homeowners with contractors for help with building, remodeling, or repairing special projects. If you are looking for a contractor, Hammond Lumber will be happy to put you in touch with builders and other professionals who they do business with. Then you can take it from there to see who might be the right fit for you. So talk with the people at Hammond Lumber.
Imagine experiencing this level of wow, this heightened state of car buying bliss. These feelings are not uncommon at the Honda Summer Spectacular event, where you could get a great deal on the Honda Pilot with seating for up to 8. This euphoria is only available at the Honda Summer Spectacular event. So come experience it for yourself.
We see it all the time.
Visit your local Honda dealer and test drive the Honda Pilot, named part of 2018's best SUV lineup in America.
Welcome back. A man riding his motorcycle has died after colliding with a car Saturday afternoon. Officials say 28-year-old Bradley Morrison was traveling west on Route 189 in Lubec when he passed a line of cars and collided with another car, turning left onto the Maple Tree Road. Police say the woman driving the car is 54-year-old Catherine Jenkins of South Carolina. Rescue crews say they were unable to revive Morrison, who died at the scene. Jenkins was transported to Down East Community Hospital with non-life-threatening injuries. Police say a passenger in Jenkins' car, 59-year-old Thomas Jenkins, also of South Carolina, appeared to have no injuries. Deputies were assisted at the scene by Maine Marine Patrol, Maine Warden Service, Down East EMS, and the state police. The crash remains under investigation. A New Gloucester man was injured and had to be extricated from his car after crashing into a tree Friday night in Gray. According to Cumberland County Sheriff's Office, 44-year-old Warren Kimball was driving in Gray when his car went off the round and into the woods. Police say the car split the tree in two and Kimball was trapped inside. Gray Fire Rescue extricated him out of the car before he was flown to Maine Medical Center. The accident happened just after 10 p.m. Friday. Campbell Shore Road was closed while crews helped Kimball and investigated the the accident. The crash remains under investigation, but the sheriff's office says speed was a factor in the accident. Well, 2 people were rescued after their boat caught fire Friday afternoon in Passamaquoddy. Marine Officer Brian Brody rescued Cookie Aquaculture employee Brett Newman and Patrick Blair, both of Campobello, after he spotted the 2 paddling a life raft. Brody says Newman and Blair had been aboard a 40-foot lobster-style boat supplying feed for Cook's site in the bay when it caught fire. According to the 2, they noticed smoke and then flames from the engine room. They deployed the life raft and were found by Officer Brody approximately 5 minutes later, about a mile from shore near Todd Head in Eastport. According to Officer Brody, neither man was injured and both were wearing a life jacket. They were transferred to a Cook Aquaculture vessel. Well, state police and the fire marshal's office are investigating a suspicious fire that destroyed a camper in Levant. Late Friday morning, Levant firefighters responded to a property off of Hughes Road. According to Levant Fire Chief, the homeowner wasn't home at the time of the fire. When she came home, she found 3 people and the camper fully engulfed in flames. Authorities say the 3 people then fled the scene. The camper is a total loss. Officials have not yet determined the cause of the fire, but say the incident is suspicious. Firefighters from Levant, Herman, and Glenburn all responded to the scene. An apartment fire in Rockland early Friday morning is under investigation. It happened just before 3 a.m. on Fulton Street. Crews arrived to find fire coming from a number of windows on the first floor of the 3-story 2-unit building. Officials with the Rockland Fire Department say there were no working smoke alarms in the building, but all people inside were able to make it out safely. The smoke from the fire woke up the person who eventually called authorities. The Rockport and Camden Fire Departments helped put out the flames. Well, a horrendous case of animal cruelty has been reported in the quaint fishing community of Winter Harbor, and police have promised the family to work tirelessly to find the people responsible. We're hearing from the heartbroken dog owner. Nitnoy Ricker went to Winter Harbor and has his report.
It started as a burglary and theft of a Hummer from a Winter Harbor lobsterman and ended with a brutal death of the man's small dog. Frankie, a 6-year-old dog owned by Philip Torrey, was taken from his home last Friday while he was away. Frankie weighed only 30 pounds. His severely beaten and shot body washed ashore in Hancock on Thursday and was found by the wife of Hancock County District Attorney Matt Foster. Foster said Friday that he could not discuss the ongoing investigation, but he posted a Facebook message with a photo of the dog on Thursday, saying there's a special place in hell for someone who shoots a dog in the throat. Torrey saw Foster's post and went down and identified his dead dog. Then he realized that 2 of his friends, one who works for him, may be responsible.
It was an enemy, or, you've done something to somebody, it would still be hard to fathom, but to do it with guys that you know and you see and hang out with all the time, that's what got me crazy. For 2 big guys to take a 30-pound little dog and do God knows what to him before they shot him. It's really hard for my brain to wrap around.
Torrey said he's going to miss Frankie's spunk.
He had an attitude. He thought he was really something when, he was so little.
Word spread quickly about the dog's death.
I'm an animal lover, so anything somebody does to somebody else's dog doesn't sit very good to me.
It's pretty messed up. Really messed up.
I mean, if you've got a problem with somebody, talk to them. Don't take it out on their dogs.
The police department sent their thoughts and prayers to the Torrey family over the loss of their dog. Torrey said his heart still aches over his dog's last moments.
What a horrible thing. That's the hard thing for me to get out of my head, is that those last moments of how he had to be, and so confused, did I do something wrong? What was happening here?
This is Nitnoy Ricker in Winter Harbor for ABC 7 and Fox 22.
Winter Harbor police have issued an arrest warrant for 37-year-old Nathan Burke of Hancock and 22-year-old Justin Chipman of Steuben in Winter Harbor. If you see either of these 2 men, please call Hancock County Police Department. In other news, authorities in Augusta have confirmed that a body earlier this month is that of a missing woman. Augusta police say they found the body of Elizabeth Munster along the side of Weeks Mills Road on August 23rd. Munster was last seen on July 31st and was reported missing to Augusta police on August 2nd. The medical examiner's office has not yet released the exact cause of death, but police say there is no threat to the public. Well, police investigators were in Greenbush for the second day in a row Friday. They're searching a man's property for evidence as part of an effort to locate the man last seen nearly 18 months ago. Tonight, TJ Tremble has more.
Early Friday, state police, Maine game wardens, and Penobscot County deputy sheriffs, along with tracking dogs, converged on a 10-acre, heavily wooded residence on Towers Road. Guy Carmel was reported missing in September 2017. Police, however, say their investigation has determined he hasn't been seen by anybody since March 2017. Thursday, police released a statement asking for help in locating the 66-year-old Carmel.
He's a very personable individual, easy to make a friend with. Someone I always trusted, and he trusted me.
Friday, earth-moving equipment and chainsaws could be heard from the road, which was closed to the media. Police declined to comment on Friday's search effort.
When we moved into our property here and put a camper in, he came over and said hi. He was very friendly, very cordial.
One neighbor says he was surprised by Carmel's disappearance.
He was going to do some work for me on my property this past year, and he didn't tell me he was going anywhere, so I was kind of disappointed he wasn't going to work for me.
Now, nearly a year since he was reported missing, many unsubstantiated rumors about Carmel's fate are circulating through the rural neighborhood. In Greenbush, I'm TJ Tremble, reporting for ABC 7 and Fox 22.
Well, Maine farmers facing frustration while crops are flourishing, some don't have enough people to harvest them. Taylor Curran shows us how they're faring and why many are calling on the state for help.
Hi, how are you?
Good, how are you?
I'm good.
Another Sunday.
Peaches? Want a small bag for them?
Nope, got them right there.
Another day at the farmer's market.
Thank you.
You're welcome, thank you.
Thank you.
But for the farmers working this Labor Day weekend. 3
is 15, 5 is 20.
They say finding labor is getting more difficult.
And it is hard to find help nowadays because the unemployment rate is zero, more or less. Everybody's got a job and nobody seems to want to work second job or anything.
Fingerland $2.50.
Some farmers solely rely on their own family, like the New Roots farm out in Lewiston.
Eggs, $5.
For Jody Jordan,
next week we should have some.
Next week?
Okay. It was a little too small to harvest this week.
It's a catch-22, harvesting enough produce and having enough people to do it.
Costs more money every year for help, and vegetables really aren't that much more expensive than they were 20 years ago, so you got to try to stretch the dollar someplace. You got to be harvest a few more.
The struggle to find workers holds back the economy.
The state says struggling employers should get more creative with their hiring pool, but believe it's also an issue that needs to be addressed on the federal level.
Sometimes we're dealing with federal issues that are beyond our control, and we just have to try to find the path forward, find the place where we can get people into the businesses.
Some farmers say that relief can't come soon enough.
It's Labor Day, we'll be laboring.
And that was Taylor Carnes reporting. Coming up on the 10 p.m. news on Fox 22, Supreme Court nominee Brett Kavanaugh is in the hot seat this week. And the final goodbye to Senator John McCain. Those stories and more as the 10 p.m. news on Fox 22 continues.
I'm Jared Golden, and it's time for Maine to show Washington what needs to go overboard. Partisan politics, since we're all part of the same team. Special interests that block cheaper prescription drugs from Canada. Career politicians like Bruce Poliquin, who voted for plans that would gut Social Security and Medicare. I approve this ad because we have to throw out what's bad with Washington and get something good.
We know good things come to those who wait. Up. We know the great outdoors. We love the great outdoors. Bass Pro Shops and Cabela's, where incredible selection, great people, and an experience like no other all come together.
Hi, I'm Scott from Scotch Recreation. We just had the biggest month in our history. Why? We're selling campers at wholesale to the public, even the 2019s. So what did we do? We went out and bought a bunch more. Up to 40% off travel trailers and fifth wheels, up to 35% off toy haulers, up to 30% off motorhomes. You'll never see these prices again. Over 400 campers to choose from, all at wholesale prices.
Scott's Recreation, Route 4 Turner and Route 202 Manchester, Maine.
It's Spectrum's best deal days. Get Spectrum TV, internet, and voice from $29.99 a month each. Call 844-559-2999. Spectrum TV with free HD, thousands of free on-demand titles, and access to the free Spectrum TV app to watch live TV at home or on the go. Spectrum TV from $29.99 a month. Spectrum has the fastest internet starting speeds, 100 megabits per second, and enough bandwidth to keep everyone's devices connected with no data caps, plus a free modem. But wait, there's more when you call 844-559-2999. Spectrum Voice with unlimited nationwide calling in the US, Canada, Mexico, and more, with no additional taxes and fees, no contracts, and a 30-day money-back guarantee. It's Spectrum's best deal days. Get Spectrum TV, internet, and voice from $29.99 a month each. Call now and get free DVR service your first year. Call 844-559-2999.
When Katahdin Cruises and the Moosehead Marine Museum want to know the local forecast, they log on to foxbangor.com. Take a step back in time to experience Moosehead Lake from a unique perspective. Book your cruise now on the Steamboat Katahdin. Purchase your tickets online or at the ticket office on the day of the cruise.
Welcome back. The final funeral service underway for the late Senator John McCain. This afternoon, his casket left the Washington, D.C. funeral home, bound for the U.S. Naval Academy in Annapolis, where he would be buried in private ceremony. He's expected to be laid to rest next to his friend and classmate, Navy Admiral Charles Larson. Well, Supreme Court nominee Brett Kavanaugh will be on the hot seat this week. On Tuesday, Senate confirmation hearing gets underway, and Democrats are expected to ask some tough questions. Fox News correspondent Garrett Tenney takes a look.
This week's confirmation hearings will likely be Democrats' last chance to block Judge Brett Kavanaugh from the Supreme Court, so they are not expected to hold anything back. Republicans will have a 51-seat majority, enough to confirm Kavanaugh. So the goal for Democrats in these hearings is to force the 53-year-old judge to make a mistake or commit a gaffe of some sort in his answers that they can then use to pick off support. On Fox News Sunday, Senator Lindsey Graham said he's confident that won't happen, but he does expect to see political grandstanding by Democrats who are eyeing potential runs in 2020.
We're going to have a hearing. There's no drama in this hearing. The only drama is those running for president. How will they handle this hearing on the Democratic side? We're going to get this good man confirmed.
Judge Kavanaugh has spent the past few days getting peppered with hundreds of the tough questions he's expected to face. The mock hearings are so intense they're known as murder boards. Senate sources say Democrats will focus a lot of their questions on Kavanaugh's views on presidential power, which Senator Dick Durbin discussed on Fox News Sunday.
There is a serious question as to whether this president, given the opportunity, will end the Mueller investigation. And we ask, of course, Judge Kavanaugh, what do you think? And he says it's hands off when it comes to a president during his term in office. I think that's a mistake, and it's one of the major reasons people have misgivings about his nomination.
Based on the mock hearings over the last few days, administration officials say they are confident Judge Brett Kavanaugh will shine in his confirmation hearings and be confirmed in time for the Supreme Court's next term, which starts October 1st. In Washington, I'm Garrett Tenney, Fox News.
There's a new move here in the U.S. for new sanctions against China, and as you can imagine, that's not going well over in Beijing. Fox News correspondent Benjamin Hall has the story.
China is pushing back after a group of U.S. lawmakers urged the U.S. government to impose sanctions on Chinese officials for human rights abuses against Chinese Muslims. Senator Marco Rubio and Representative Chris Smith made the call in a letter to Secretary of State Mike Pompeo and Treasury Secretary Steve Mnuchin. It was signed by 15 other senators and congressmen. The letter said that Uyghur Muslims in China's far western region of Xinjiang were being subjected to arbitrary detention, torture, and restrictions on religious practice. But China has hit back, saying these were wild allegations, a waste of U.S. taxpayer money, and that there was more discrimination in the U.S. than in China.
I advise them not to make wild allegations or threaten to impose sanctions at every turn on other countries. They should certainly serve the American people properly instead of poking the nose in other countries' affairs and pretending to be a human rights judge.
Media reports suggest that between 500,000 and 1 million Uyghur Muslims have been sent to detention centers for months of political indoctrination. And the UN has also asked for China to release information.
We're asking China on the number of people, we're asking China on the detention condition, on the human conditions, on the basis for the detention, about the legality of the detention, about the access to lawyers.
China, though, claims it's cracking down on terrorists. Some Uyghur splinter groups have carried out a number of terror attacks across China over more than a decade, killing hundreds. And the US State Department has labelled some as terrorist groups. The call for sanctions comes as tensions between the US and China continue to grow, not only over North Korea, but also over the escalating trade war. In London, Benjamin Hall, Fox News.
Still to come on the Fox 22 News at 10, one dog is extra excited to see his owner, find out why. And one woman will remember this trip to the state fair forever. We'll be right back.
Let's get to work. This revolution's not going to start itself.
The Gifted, Tuesday, September 25th on Fox.
Mainers work hard, pay their taxes. So why isn't Jared Golden looking out for us? In Augusta, Golden voted to let welfare recipients use your tax dollars to buy tattoos, tobacco, alcohol, even lottery tickets. Golden even opposed middle-class tax cuts that are saving Maine families over $2,000 a year. Liberal Jared Golden. Wasteful handouts for them. Higher taxes for us. Congressional Leadership Fund is responsible for the content of this advertising.
It's the final days of the Ford Summer Sales Event. There are only a few days left to take advantage of 0% financing for 72 months, plus an extra $1,000 cash back across a great lineup of Ford SUVs. So hurry and save big on Ford, America's best-selling brand. It's your last chance for 0% for 72 months, plus $1,000 bonus cash on select Ford SUVs, or lease for as low as $149 a month.
Are you between the ages of 16 and 24 and ready to jumpstart your career? Would you like to do it for free?
I got my free training in CMA, carpentry,
welding, facilities maintenance,
advanced baking, culinary arts, CNA.
Classes start every week. Penobscot Job Corps offers high school diploma opportunities, commuter programs, or you can live right on campus.
Penobscot Job Corps, careers begin here.
Call 561-8623 today to start your career.
Honey, where's the countertop?
I sent it out to the granite shop this morning to be replaced.
Wow. The quickest turnaround in the business, the Granite Shop in Sedgwick.
When you're America's best value, you don't need to resort to conventional sales tactics like free donuts. What you need is a 10-year, 100,000-mile warranty and the highest ranked midsize SUV in initial quality by J.D. Power. Cut!
Oh. Oh, yeah.
During Kia's America's Best Value summer clearance, lease the 2019 Sportage LX all-wheel drive for $209 a month.
Welcome back. This ought to put a big smile on your face. A dog in Texas giving its owner a warm welcome. Take a look at this video. The little fella jumping on its owner, Nancy Spadona, who was deployed to Afghanistan for about a year with the Navy. The dog welcoming its owner home with tons of affection. So adorable. But she was really happy to see her. Well, an annual trip to Minnesota State Fair turns into a proposal for a woman. Cameras capturing the look of surprise as it happened. Fox's Alex Lenhart has a story about her love story.
It's the last thing Janelle Kristopovich expected to happen on their annual trip to the fair.
Is this real? Like, it just felt unreal. I was in complete shock.
But it's been the first thing on now fiancé Justin Monsrud's mind for some time now.
I practiced going down on one knee this morning.
You did?
Just to make sure in the moment I didn't go down on both or something by accident. I did it on the stairs as you were getting ready.
When he knew, and he knew exactly where.
We made it a point every single year to come to the fair.
Yeah. He taught me how to do the fair right, is what he said when we first started dating. He was like, I'm going to show you how to do the fair right. And I guess he's exceeded expectations every year.
And this year is no exception. The fair holds a special place in their hearts and their house.
Since the first time we met, we've gone to the fair every single year. We have a Minnesota wall in our house dedicated to Minnesota, and we buy the State Fair poster every year, and it hangs there.
The newly engaged couple will continue to do the fair right just as they have for the last 4 years.
Planning ahead so you're not walking aimlessly in different directions, knowing where you're going.
Live music.
I feel like a lot of live music. We try
to with live music.
Balancing the old.
Mustard only on just the normal pronto putter.
And I will do ketchup and mustard on a pronto pup.
With the new.
I'm glad you were surprised.
I was completely surprised.
Oh, congratulations to them. What a great story to tell for the rest of their lives. Well, in other news, a Long Island dad and cancer survivor takes his search for a new kidney to crosswords of the world. The sky-high billboard in Times Square was paid for by a generous friend and sits on Broadway and 47th Street. It features a photo of 53-year-old Mark Weiner, a TV news executive from Great Neck, New York. The website helpmarkfindakidney.com says Weiner was diagnosed with an aggressive bladder cancer that spread to his kidneys in 2015. Doctors removed his bladder and both kidneys, forcing him to undergo dialysis. Mark says receiving a kidney would change his life, allowing him to live longer and spend more time with his family and friends. The advertisement runs every 7 minutes for about 20 seconds, which some tourists in Times Square say it's just enough to catch their attention. Very cool. Good for him. Well, don't go away. Ryan Sandberg is in next with your full 5-day forecast.
We saw plenty of clouds out there today, but those temperatures did get above average across the area. We'll see above average highs through the next couple of days with a mix of sun and clouds, but we do have some rain chances in there as well. I'll talk more about that in just a few minutes.
They're memories that will last a lifetime. They deserve an education that will too. Janet Mills wants to make sure their future is bright. As Attorney General, Mills cracked down on fraud and used settlement money to start a skills training program in Maine schools. As governor, she'll invest in public schools from pre-K through college. Janet Mills, doing right by them and what's right for Maine. The top funder of A Better Maine is the Democratic Governors Association.
Toyota's national clearance event is on now. Get low APR financing and great lease offers on the remaining 2018s, like the adventurous RAV4, economical Corolla, reliable, fun-to-drive Camry, and more. Get a $199 a month all-wheel drive RAV4 lease with advanced safety features and 2 years no-cost maintenance. Plus, recent and soon-to-be college grads get an additional $1,250 rebate. The deals end September 4th. Come in today and get yours before they're gone. Toyota. Let's go places.
U.S. Cellular Prepaid gives you a strong signal at work, home, in the middle of anywhere. If you're going to go with another carrier, be careful. Hitting walls in your wireless coverage hurts. She'll be fine. You're gonna miss your flight. Oh! So get U.S. Cellular Prepaid. Get a free smartphone with U.S. Cellular Prepaid, plus a strong signal with national coverage in the middle of anywhere.
Trade powers Maine's economy. We export around the world, from lobsters to boats and cranberries to footwear. Trade supports 180,000 jobs right here in Maine. Bruce Poliquin knows Maine depends on trade. He's working to protect our jobs by fighting against tariffs that are pushing us to a trade war and threatening entire industries here in Maine. Call Bruce Poliquin and tell him to keep fighting to end tariffs and protect our jobs.
The power grid is down. Focus, communicate, all hands on deck.
The Resident season premiere Monday, September 24th, followed by an all-new 911 on Fox.
We're going to see a bit of a heat wave here through the next couple of days. Those temperatures will be slightly above average. Our average high here in Bangor today is 75, and we got up to 79 degrees, and that record there of 94. We should see those temperatures in the low to mid 80s through the next couple of days moving forward. Highs across the region today, 79 in Bangor, 74 in Rockland, and 79s in Waterville and Augusta. We will cool off into the upper to mid, or the low to mid 60s rather, as we head through early tomorrow morning. Not much going on that radar and satellite right now. We had plenty of clouds out there earlier this evening, but as we head through the overnight hours, we'll notice some clearing in that cloud cover, so expecting partly cloudy skies as we head through the rest of tonight into the morning hours of tomorrow. Weather headlines moving forward. We do have some rain chances late tomorrow, otherwise expecting a mostly dry day for your Labor Day. Above average high temperatures through much of the next 5 days, and then another rain chance does arrive by the time we get to Thursday. So here's a look at the day planner for tomorrow. We're starting things off in the low to mid 60s. Maybe a few rays of sunshine out there with a mix of clouds. We'll see those clouds still present through the rest of the day there, but those temperatures will get back into the low to mid 80s by the afternoon. So another above average temperature-wise day in store for tomorrow. Looking at Futurecast the rest of tonight, partly cloudy skies expected as we head into early tomorrow morning. A mix of sun and clouds when you walk out the door tomorrow for the start of Labor Day. And then through the day, a mix of that sun and clouds continues. Then we do have a slight chance for some afternoon and evening showers and thunderstorms. A better chance does arrive closer to the sunset hour there into the evening hours. And then we do clear out by the time we get to Tuesday morning there. And then we'll see plenty of sunshine with a mix of clouds in as well through the afternoon through the rest of the day on Tuesday. That marine forecast for tomorrow, winds will be out of the southwest around 5 to 10 knots with wave heights around 1 foot. Rest of tonight, 63 for your low. Partly cloudy skies with some areas of fog possible with those winds going calm. Tomorrow, 85 for high, above average once again. Partly cloudy. We do have that rain chance later in the afternoon and the evening. And that extended forecast shows partly cloudy skies on Tuesday, high near 83, still above average there. Dry weather continues into Wednesday, and then that next rain chance arrives by the time we get to Thursday with highs in the low 80s. Shonna?
Thank you, Ryan. Labor Day looks nice. Hopefully you can get to go to the beach. Sports is next. Don't go away.
I'm Jared Golden, and it's time for Maine to show Washington what needs to go overboard. Partisan politics, since we're all part of the same team. Special interests that block cheaper prescription drugs from Canada. Career politicians like Bruce Poliquin, who voted for plans that would gut Social Security and Medicare. I approve this ad because we have to throw out what's bad with Washington and get something good.
You're witnessing something very special. A medley of exhilaration, joy, and satisfaction experienced only at the Honda Summer Spectacular event. Getting a deal on the Honda CR-V with a standard rear-view camera is as delightful as it looks. But don't just witness this, my friends. Experience these great deals for yourself.
Exciting, I know.
Visit your local Honda dealer and test drive the Honda CR-V, Motor Trend's 2018 SUV of the Year.
Would you like to have your next building project designed for free, no matter how big or small it is? Well, if you buy your materials from the people at Hammond Lumber Company, you can. A Hammond service rep will come to your home or job site to see what you have in mind. And then Hammond's design and drafting specialists will turn your ideas into drawings, plans, blueprints, and also a list of materials you'll need. And when you buy those materials from the people at Hammond Lumber, they'll refund all or part of your design fee. Find out more from Hammond Lumber.
Charlie just bought a stair lift for his parents so they can stay home and not move in with him. Yeah, baby. Dogs are awesome. So are stair lifts.
Who are you guys? The cool kids?
Damn straight we are.
Really? Him?
The Cool Kids, this fall on Fox.
Welcome back. Football players from majority Somis Douglas High School headed to Georgia this weekend to compete in the Freedom Bowl. Teams from across the country and Canada taking part in the inaugural bowl game. For Stoneman Douglas players, this is the team's first season since a Valentine's Day school shooting in which 17 people lost their lives, including assistant football coach Aaron Feast.
He's pretty excited. He's ready to be a part of the team, and it's a big year for us. It's his senior year. So he really just wants to get out there and play for everything that the school is about and bring as much positive energy back to the people who need it.
Stoneman Douglas played against a Canadian team in the game. Well, millions of college football fans waiting more than 8 months for this weekend. Fox's Jonathan Hunt gets them ready for some college football.
This is college football on Fox. Fox Sports is kicking off the 2018 college football season with some big matchups.
Oh, what a catch!
Every single corner in college football, there's something exciting and unknown. That's what I get so excited for.
During the 14-week season, there will be coverage of several key rivalries, culminating with some of the biggest bowl games right here on Fox.
The biggest stadiums are college football stadiums. Michigan, 100,000. Ohio State, 100,000. Tennessee, 100,000. So not only are you talking about alumni, I think that the state pride thing, from a historical perspective, is very big. And I think that's why there's so much excitement and there's so much support, especially on game days at these stadiums, because people want to see their teams get down.
And with the NCAA keeping a close eye on rules and regulations, the pressures are enormous.
This day and age is so unique. There's more required, there's more eyes, there's more focus on these kids, and for the most part, they handle it remarkably well. And unfortunately, we cover with great scrutiny those few times that they don't handle it well.
It's about to go down. In Hollywood, Jonathan Hunt, Fox News.
Well, NBA superstar LeBron James hosting a 2-day summer academy in a Paris suburb. The star power influence of the 4-time NBA MVP forward visibly apparent on the global scale. Close to 100 young basketball enthusiasts attending the event. LeBron's More Than an Athlete Summer Academy aims to help 15 to 18-year-old participants from impoverished suburban areas. Participants got a chance to meet and even play basketball with the NBA star.
I first obviously got excited, like a rush of excitement, and then I was like, okay, calm down, there's LeBron right here, I have to keep my cool, but he looks the same as in like the pictures and stuff, and I don't know, it just feels like you meet someone who's like one of the most important people in sports.
The former Cleveland Cavalier signed with the Los Angeles Lakers in July. And we'll be right back with more news after this.
Join us on October 13th aboard the Bar Harbor Whale Watch all-day tour of the Maine coast and the Penobscot River. Enjoy marine wildlife, 12 lighthouses, a catered lunch, spectacular fall foliage, and special guest speakers.
My name is Michelle Fish, and I am from Topsom, Maine. I was 18 years old, and I found out I was pregnant. And at that point in my life, I was in a very abusive relationship. My choices were to either have a child and raise it in this violent environment, or to make a choice to take care of myself at that point in time. Today, I'm the mom of 2 daughters. And for them, that choice is in grave danger. Donald Trump's nominee for Supreme Court, Brett Kavanaugh, would end Roe v. Wade. I am worried that all of our daughters will not have a choice. As a proud Mainer and an independent voter, I believe doing the right thing comes before a political party. I voted for Senator Collins twice, but I'm worried I won't be able to do that again. Please, Senator Collins, stand with me, my daughters, and all women, and vote no on Brett Kavanaugh.
We know good things come to those who wait. Up. We know the great outdoors. We love the great outdoors. Bass Pro Shops and Cabela's, where incredible selection, great people, and an experience like no other all come together.
Growing older doesn't have to mean slowing down. We understand that aging is an adventure and that play isn't just for the young. That friendships and memories are waiting to be made. And the best days are ones still to come. We can't turn back time, but why would we when there's so much to look forward to? The Inn at Seaport Village. Our family caring for yours.
In today's economy, everyone's looking to save money where they can. FoxBangor.com is here to help. Click on our coupon button, print, and save on items you use every day. Check out the great deals now at FoxBangor.com.
Watch Season 1 of 911 on demand at Fox Now.
I am going to get you out of here, I swear on my life.
And don't miss the 2-night premiere event starting Sunday, September 23rd on Fox.
Join us on October 13th and go from Bar Harbor to Bangor on the Penobscot River. See 12 main lighthouses, Eggemogan Beach, Fort Knox, and travel under the Penobscot Narrows Bridge. Bar Harbor Whale Watch, we get you there.
Welcome back. This weekend marks the unofficial end to summer, but at Durango's Purgatory Resort in Colorado, they have got a new year-round attraction you can't ride anywhere else in the Southwest. Fox's Brittany Bade tells us more.
The calm takeoff and peaceful ride up are no indication of what's to come, but in a good way.
It's not scary. Not scary.
Just halfway through opening day, Ari and Kevin have ridden Purgatory's new Inferno mountain coaster 7 times.
It's super fun.
The coaster opened this weekend after crews worked for 8 months, building the 400-foot climb and 4,000-foot-long track.
We thought it would be fun, and it was fun.
Like the Alpine Slide, one of Purgatory's other popular attractions, riders control their speed with levers on each side of the cart.
How fast do you think you were going?
Full speed. That being 25 miles per hour, but some riders say it feels a lot faster.
Really pretty fast.
Unlike the slide, the coaster is hooked to the track and can keep running through the rain and winter season.
So if you want to go skiing and then take a break and hit the mountain coaster for a thrilling ride, you can do that too.
Kim Euler with Purgatory Resort says there isn't another coaster like this in the entire Southwest, and it's the steepest in America. Its 9 twists and turns take you through Aspen Glens. But the final one is the favorite, a panoramic turn far out over the mountain.
There's a 360 loop like right there, and it's so fun,
giving riders amazing views and an adrenaline rush.
That was Fox's Brittany Bade reporting. Purgatory's summer season wraps up in October 14th. The resort plans to reopen November 17th for ski season. That looks super cool, and the fact that it's open all through the seasons, winter, summer, I gotta check that out from ever in Colorado. Well, finally tonight, folks, Oktoberfest reveals its official 2018 beer mug. The reveal coming just 3 weeks before the world's biggest beer festival kicks off in Munich. This year's official mug features blue Bavarian skies, flying mugs, a Ferris wheel, and the opening dates of the extravaganza. Every year, the 2-week-long festival attracts millions of visitors from around the world. More than 30 tents are set up and seats are booked out months in advance. Oktoberfest kicks off September 22nd and wraps up October 7th. I can't believe we're talking about Oktoberfest already. It's not even Labor Day weekend yet, but Labor Day yet, I should say. But we have a couple more weeks of summer. Let's just slow down. I know everyone's excited about the pumpkin spice and the fall weather, but I just want to keep summer as long as we can. That's all the time we have for tonight, folks. Thank you so much for joining me. I'm Shonna Narine. Have a great night and a great week ahead.
Empire was my dream, my destiny, my legacy.
Look at how scared of us he is.
You should be.
Hi.
My Pacifica hybrid minivan is so quiet, I could finally hear myself think. Where could I go with a 566-mile driving range? Can vegetarians still eat animal crackers? Another Pacifica. Safe choice, my friend.
I bet she's all super green and healthy.
Best burger ever.
Well-qualified lessees of competitive minivans get an ultra-low mileage lease on the 2018 Pacifica for $199 a month.
U.S. Cellular Prepaid gives you a strong signal at work, home, in the middle of anywhere. If you're going to go with another carrier, be careful. Hitting walls in your wireless coverage hurts. She'll be fine.
Hi, Heidi.
You're going to miss your flight.